2022 as they prepare for a cross-conference matchup with Atlanta United. Following a week off, San Antonio FC officially begins the second half of the season tonight at Toyota Field. They're not only the best in the West, they're the best in all of USL Championship here in 2022 as they prepare for a cross-conference matchup with Atlanta United 2 here on Bally Sports. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. We say hello from the broadcast booth along with Hayden Partain. I'm Dan Weiss. Great to have you with us. Hayden, what a start for SAFC through 17 matches, 13 wins, 40 points, the best in all of USL Championship. And they've got to be feeling pretty good about themselves as they get ready for the second half of the season here tonight.
Yeah, they've started the season with great form so far. Consistency here with even games in hand.
And that's certainly crucial as you think about the next 17 matches. A 1-point lead over Colorado Springs Switchbacks, but those two matches in hand, San Diego, New Mexico, El Paso, LA Galaxy, and Sacramento, follow them up to complete the teams above the playoff line. But for SAFC, as they hit the halfway point right now, 13 wins and 40 points, it's interesting to compare them to previous playoff sides for SAFC in their history. And we always look at the 2017 side as the team to kind of compare where the current side is. And as you see this graphic, Hayden, they're 5 points better than that team, which is one of the best defensively in all of USL history.
Yeah, like I said earlier, they've proven to be in good form. Consistency is huge, but, it boils down to what is the form of the team going into the playoffs.
And that'll, of course, be the most important question. It's interesting that last year's team, which went the furthest in the playoffs for an SAFC side, was sitting at the 500 mark at the halfway point of the season. Never know what happens in the second half of the year. Well, you know what happens when you get two dynamic number 9 strikers out on the pitch. It usually equals fireworks. Santiago Patino got his second goal in the victory over Charleston last time out. And Tristan Traeger's the 22-year-old rookie who's on fire to start 6 goals in his first 9 professional matches.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this matchup. Patino always finds a way to sniff goals in the box. And then what a stat. Tristan Traeger, 6 goals in 9 games as a young buck. It's going to be a good guy for us to defend.
Atlanta United, too, is the feeder team for Atlanta United of Major League Soccer, so they bring a young side here tonight, but SAFC certainly not going to take them lightly as they handled Charleston battered in the Eastern Conference pretty well a couple weeks ago, and they'll try their luck against Atlanta United 2 here tonight. We'll have starting 11s and kick when we return here on Bally Sports.
Try Taco Bell's new $2 cheesy double beef burritos.
Hey, we we got your salmon, gulf shrimp, and your mahi-mahi.
Thanks, Mike.
Shop H-E-B's giant online selection of fresh seafood, now with free curbside. No store does more to bring the best to your door.
My 2022 Highlander. It's got a sleek exterior, and the interior, it's like my own spacious oasis. Yeah, my Highlander.
That's what I miss the most. What about you? Food, Jerry. I miss food. Yeah. Wait, have you ever been in a Highlander?
The 2022 Toyota Highlander, the SUV you've been dreaming about. Toyota, let's go places.
Real salon experiences, real savings, real fantastic. Only at Fantastic Sam's.
Tidal Surge, una nueva y emocionante montaña rusa. Lánzate a 135 pies en la montaña rusa más alta y más rápida de su tipo en el mundo. Tidal Surge, en SeaWorld San Antonio. Para las mejores ofertas visita SeaWorld.com.
San Antonio FC Soccer on Bally Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Go to buyattoyota.com or visit your local Toyota dealer today. It's a pleasant mid-July evening here at Toyota Field as we begin the second half of the season. This evening, SAFC welcoming in Atlanta United to first ever meeting between these two sides. We bring you starting 11s for both sides. Atlanta United 2-4 wins against 13 defeats, 3 draws through 20 matches, 15 points. We mentioned Tristan Traeger up top. Jackson Conway's a nominee for the Young Player of the Year of the midseason. He too, 6 goals in 14 matches under the guidance of Jack Collison in his second year as the manager of this side. For San Antonio FC, pretty familiar lineup for Alan Marcina. Once again with a 3-forward attack up top with Justin Dillon, Santiago Patino, and Sam Adeniran. Saad Abdul Salam, who made an appearance for the first time against Charleston Battery a couple weeks ago, will get his first start tonight out of the left side as Abdul Salam, a native of North Carolina, and 112 career appearances in Major League Soccer. Jordan Farr once again mans the net for SAFC. He'll make his 15th start with a record of 10-3-1. And for Jordan, it's his 50th career match in USL Championship here tonight. So congratulations to him on the milestone.
Yeah, that's a great milestone to reach.
Look at Atlanta United, too, as they come in, as we mentioned. Just 4 wins for Jack Collison, tied for 11th in the Eastern Conference, 15 points. 1 win, 2 losses, 2 draws in their last 5 outings. A very young squad, 4 teenagers in their starting 11 tonight. The oldest player starting for them is the right back, Tony Tiente, 24 years of age, and he's just on a 25-day contract, Hayden, so not even technically a full member, I guess, of the roster, so to speak.
Is that a trial for the 2 team or the first team?
It's a trial for the 2 team, as you see Jordan Farr, after SAFC enjoyed their bye week last week, haven't played since the 2nd of July. Knocked off Charleston Battery by the score of 2-0. SAFC in their Viva kits this evening, white trimmed in the Fiesta colors. And Atlanta United, too, in their black kits trimmed in red. Abdou Ndiaye is our center referee for tonight's match. And for the first time ever, San Antonio FC and Atlanta United, too, will meet here on Bally Sports. A pleasant night here at Toyota Field, as we mentioned. 95 degrees at kickoff, which for Atlanta United, too, that may feel rather unseasonable, but unseasonable for San Antonio in mid-July when you consider we went 14 consecutive days, Hayden, with temperatures over 100 degrees that was snapped yesterday.
Yeah, just in time.
Opening kick tonight brought to you by Pizza Hut. Got a nice breeze out of the southeast, about 13 miles an hour. Light humidity to start tonight's game, so really pleasant conditions here for a mid-July matchup as we get into the really deeper part of the summer, and SAFC is sitting at the top of USL Championship. You see the flags blowing again. They're out of the southeast. Give us a little breeze here on the pitch this evening. San Antonio, 13 victories and 40 points. 1 point clear of Colorado Springs Switchbacks after their 2-0 victory over Charleston Battery 2 weeks ago. Hayden, they did not give up a shot on target in that entire match. In fact, they've only given up 7 shots on target in their last 4 matches combined.
That's going to be interesting to see today, especially looking at the stat that I think Atlanta, too, has given up over 100 shots this season.
135 shots on target. They've been outshot 135-66 by their opposition so far this year. They can score. They're tied for 15th, middle of the pack when it comes to goals for, 26. But they have conceded more goals than any other team in USL, 49. As they come in with a minus 23 goal differential, 9 more goals conceded than the next closest team, which ironically was Charleston Battery, sitting at 40.
Wow. 2 teams back to back. Well, the front runner should have a field day. So someone needs to get a goal early. And yeah, we'll see how this one goes.
I've been talking earlier today with Alan Marcina, just kind of getting a little bit of a summation of the first half of the season and where SAFC is sitting not only at the top of the table coming into tonight. He said, you know, still trying to focus on the identity, but really pleased how they've committed to the mentality monster mantra that he has preached all season. One of the things he did mention, though, is he'd like to see a little better finish in the final third of the field here in the second half of the year. And so maybe no surprise that he goes back to the 3-forward formation up top with Santiago Patino, Justin Dillon, and Sam Adeniran here this evening.
Yeah, no, that's smart. He wants to have the form of the front runners, goal scorers. You got to get goals to win games, and it looks like the back line has been doing what they need to do, especially with Jordan Farr in goal. So yeah, trying to find that form and consistency going into the end of the season. And yeah, the mentality that Allen always focuses on with his team and the culture that he's built is to act like you're playing the championship every single day. So we're going to see that here today.
Connor Maloney makes the run. The Adeniran service just a little bit beyond his reach. A great feature on Connor Maloney in the San Antonio Express News here today, just talking about his leadership now in his 3rd season with the club. Tonight it is his 53rd career match in USL play for SAFC, and with Matt Cardoni now officially retired, Connor Maloney is the SAFC active leader in terms of games played. Atlanta United 2 with Eric Centeno, the rookie out of Pacific, as he gets forward and concede possession. There's Atlanta United 2 side that features a lot of players that have come up through their Atlanta United Academy. So they've kind of exposed the Southeast in terms of trying to bring players along. Also have several first-team players that are down, including Centeno. He's a native of Stockton, California. He is on loan from Atlanta United, as is the 18-year-old center back Efrain Morales, wearing number 35 as well, too. So they may be a young side, Hayden, but you know, if you have talent to be signed by a first-team side in Major League Soccer, then you've got enough talent, obviously, to compete at this level.
Yeah, no, and some of these players have proven that. Their stats show, and although they look young, their stature is still pretty big.
Jackson Conway, as you look at Morales, and Conway up there as well too. Conway, we mentioned at the top, is a nominee for the Young Player of the Year here in the mid-season. As a giveaway, Dillon playing it across the face of goal, and we'll earn SAFC an opportunity on the throw here.
Yeah, if Dillon could have just clipped that, got a little air under it, had an open man on the back stick.
Nigel Prince, who's making just his 3rd appearance of the season tonight, giving up the ball. And a giveaway there by David Mejia. PC. Challenge coming forward by Prince to force it away. And again to Jackson Conway. Conway, 20 years of age. This is already his 64th match with Atlanta United, too. So one of the things, of course, that we've become accustomed to here in San Antonio is signing players to these academy contracts, which allows them to keep their collegiate eligibility while they're playing in the academy, but then to come up and play professional games at the USL Championship level. So Jackson Conway's been playing the last 4 years before at the academy, but also now as well here in the USL Championship, and he's done well. 18 goals in his 62 matches here in Atlanta United 2 for the 20-year-old from Leeds, England. He begins the night tied for 21st in the championship in goals and tied for 10th in shots, 37 of them on the season. Conway became just the 14th player in USL history earlier this season to have a hat trick and an assist in the same match. Did that against Charleston Battery back in March. Dillon, and an errant ball there. The giveaway as Jay Fortune is running the show tonight as the number 6 tonight for Atlanta United 2 in place of Robbie Mertz, who's their normal captain. Mertz is not in the 18 tonight, and he's technically the oldest player on the team at 25 years of age. So missing the leadership of Mertz, who's played more games in USL than any player on this Atlanta United 2 roster.
Yeah, that's definitely the experience, and a leader like that will definitely be missed. But the boys of Atlanta look like they're here to play, though.
Well, that's the one thing that Alan Marcina made mention of, is they attack on the wings and they're aggressive. Go after San Antonio, but this is where they leak a lot on the back end as Adeniran finds PC, a little touch over Patino, and SAFC on the board in the 8th minute, or no, wave it off, the flag is up.
I think if PC didn't touch it, he might have been on, but after PC touched it, he was standing in an offside position. We'll see if we get another look at that.
And here it is again. Yeah, well, I agree with you, Hayden. So Santiago Patino, who scored his 7th goal in 17 career SAFC matches to open the scoring against Charleston Battery 2 Saturdays ago, denied here in the 8th minute. Atlanta United 2 will dodge an early bullet. Of course, SAFC, unbeatable when they score the opening goal. They've scored first in 11 of their first 17 matches, and they've won all 11 of those matches.
Yeah, starting strong for this team is always a key, and they can hold it once they do that.
Centennial will return to Vicente Reyes. Makes his 8th start of the season. Still looking for his first win of the year. With a record of 0-5-2. 18-year-old keeper, also out of the Atlanta United Academy. Connor Maloney settles PC. First time over in Abu's direction. Atlanta United 2 able to reset.
You can see that they want to play out of the back.
Here's that relentless pressure from SAFC. As Connor Maloney goes to ground, doesn't earn the foul, unfortunately, or let's see. They call for the foul. Looks like they will reset right there. So they will give Maloney the benefit there of the foul and the opportunity for SAFC to set up here on a set piece. Abu and Fabian Garcia both over the ball. Abu begins the night as SAFC's leader in chances created at 24, and Fabian Garcia right behind him at 17. Garcia has been a magician all year on these types of set pieces. It's Abu who will send the keeper Vicente Reyes back, but Abu sending it over goal.
Yeah, I was interested to see if Abu was going to take that. At that set piece, if you can draw the keeper out to where the back line is dropping and he's coming out to try to get a ball, that's the ideal service. Putting it in the stands, I don't think was his intention.
There's Adeniran trying to lay off the defender. And now we'll bring Jay Fortune down in that sequence.
It's savvy from Fortune. Although a young player, putting his body between the ball and the defender and then just kind of heaving over, you're going to get the call most of the time.
Fortune, another youngster, 19 years of age. He hails from Marietta, Georgia, but he is a part of Trinidad and Tobago's national team. She got his first call up to Trinidad and Tobago back in January of 2021 against the United States. 2 caps in his TNT national career. There is Saad Abdul Salam. As we mentioned, he's making his first start for San Antonio FC. Coming from Seattle Sounders, just joining the club a couple of weeks ago. 112 career appearances in Major League Soccer, and he can play a variety of roles. As Mitchell Tainer test the keeper, Vicente Reyes. We've seen Mitchell do that before. Match you called, I believe.
Yeah, no, to be honest, standing up here, I don't mind it. I don't know if Alan's going to be happy about that one, but you see the keeper off the line, I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? It's going to be a goal kick?
Career year for Mitchell Tainer as PC trying to send this one through. SAFC's got to get back onside as Dillon was being led in. That ball never got through to him, and that allows Reyes to come up with the ball. But to go back to Tainer, he too is a nominee at the midseason for Defender of the Year, and why not? Career high 4 goals in 17 matches, along with Connor Maloney. He's played in every single minute so far of the 2022 regular season, and he begins the night 6th among defenders and clearances, 73. In fact, SAFC, all 3 of their defenders are in the top 8 when it comes to clearances, which shows you just how good of a unit they've been all season. Maloney, Adeniran in the box. Adeniran slips it home. SAFC on the board. In the 13th minute, it's Sam Adeniran once again as he collects his 3rd of the year. And SAFC up 1 at home.
That was a nice composed finish. Just with the inside of the boot, passed it into the back of the net. Looked like I thought it was going to get away from him here in the beginning when he took his touch forward, but he was able to get on it, cut it back a bit, put it on his strong foot, and just pass it in.
The assist to Connor Maloney is his 4th of the season, and another heads-up play by Connor Maloney. And you wonder tonight, is this going to be the night that Connor going to crack that goose egg on his goal-scoring column? You know, in that article that I referenced earlier, Connor Maloney was the 2014 Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year at Penn State.
Yeah, I remember we were talking a few weeks back. I asked you, do you know what position Connor Maloney played in college? And it was a striker, crazy enough. But yeah, no, I'm hoping for him to get a goal as well. He's had a couple great strikes this season from distance. But yeah, no, that would be exciting.
This is Connor's 70th professional match as he begins the night. Now with 4 assists on the season, 4 assists, career high for him. A Adeniran shot is taken down on the pitch by Reyes.
You see Patino's there if he dropped that ball. He's the true sniffer. Again, Connor, the high pressure.
So Adeniran, 3 goals in 6 matches since joining SAFC on loan from Seattle Sounders. Adeniran is one of 3 players that SAFC has gotten, all with Seattle connections in the midseason. With, we mentioned Saad Abdul Salam starting out tonight out on the right side opposite Connor Maloney. And Jordy Dellum, who's been out of action the last few weeks dealing with a little bit of an injury issue, but he's back in the 18 as well tonight, as is Carter Manley for the first time in almost 3 months. Manley's missed the last 11 matches due to a lower body injury.
Yeah, and he started the season off really well in the back 3, so it's good to see him back.
Also of note, SAFC announcing earlier today that David Loera had successful surgery this week and is expected to miss the next 2 months of game action. I've remembered Santiago Patino after he scored against Charleston Battery as Patino puts it in on cue! What a finish! What a golazo for Santiago Patino! Puts SAFC up 2 goals here in the first 16 minutes.
Wow, that was a fantastic strike. PC, a bit of disguise, slotted the pass through. If you can find a pass through the middle of the field, right there, turn, great first touch. It's out of his feet, just places it back post, inside of the foot, curls it in. Look at that. That's a striker right there. Great finish.
So 2 goals in the first 16 minutes for SAFC. Patino with his 3rd of the season and his 8th goal now in 18 matches in his SAFC career. Adeniran's got his 3rd goal. And just like that, 2-0 for the home side. I was mentioning, you might remember against Charleston Battery, Patino, when he scored, he held up the jersey of David Loera, kind of as a tribute to his injured teammate, who again expected to miss the next couple of months after dealing with an injury that forced him to have surgery. Turn there off the defender Nigel Prince, but Patino called for the foul in this instance. So with their 2 goals here, SAFC has now cracked the 30-goal plateau, giving them 30 goals for and 14 against, a plus 16 goal differential, as Fabian Garcia's whistled for a foul here.
Looks like he must have called it earlier holding, because the ball is way further back, and I felt that was a bit soft.
Darwin Matthias getting the benefit of the call. And so Matthias and David Mejia both lining up over the ball here for Atlanta United 2. Quickly down 2 goals at Toyota Field. Mejia into the box. Settled easily by Jordan Farr. See whether he gets a little more activity tonight than he saw a couple of weeks ago. Fabian Garcia.
Some great strength on the ball.
PC lobs it along. Adeniran unable to track this one down. Fortune. Good first step there around Abu. Matthias. Atlanta United, too, hasn't had much opportunity with the ball here in the first 20 minutes of the match. As Matthias will take the throw. Conway. As David Mejia punched away from him by Connor Maloney, and then a late challenge from Maloney. And Efrain Morales out on the pitch. Maloney will be shown yellow here in the 20th minute.
Yeah, we can see here Connor's committed to the tackle, gets a touch. It's just, you're already sliding, you're already there. There's nothing really can happen. It is a yellow.
Connor with a word from center referee Abdou Ndiaye. Connor into the books for the 4th time this season. Mitchell Tainer, by the way, just speaking of cautions, he begins the night 7 cautions on the season. And so his next yellow will give him an automatic 1-game suspension for card accumulation. Something to keep in mind here.
Yeah, I'm sure they've had a conversation as a team or a coaching staff on maybe figuring out when's the best to take that, or just make sure you don't get a card. Tainter's always due for a good yellow card, though.
He leads the club with those 7 yellows. Adeniran to Dylan. Oh, nice volley back there to Sam. Well, heavy touch, but he's able to work it around Matthias, and it's Patino in space. Going back to Dylan, nearly put in his own goal by Centeno on the recovery. Would have been a heck of a strike for Centeno, except it would have been into the wrong goal.
Yeah, that was an interesting clearance. I felt like he had his body positioning to clear it out the way it was crossed from, but he went over with the opposite foot. He went with his left foot there, maybe, but yeah, I thought that was in.
This is our first corner of the match, and it's Abu. Outswinger to the far post. Tainer volleys it along and headed over goal. Isad Abdul Salam, he gets forward there. I don't think anybody is good at those volleys across the face of goal like Mitchell Tainer. He is fantastic. We've seen him do that multiple times throughout the course of the season.
He's there to set up the alley-oop.
That is a great way of putting it, by the way. That is absolutely true. He's the guy who throws the lob up.
Yeah, and it's tough, too, because when he's a guy that's going to win aerial duels most of the time, way more than 50% of the time. And then he's heading it back across. Abdul Salam and Kamiri, I mean, these are huge guys. The ball's going to stay in the air above all of these players, and you don't have any chance really to defend it.
Saad Abdul Salam, 6'4". Kamiri, 6'4". Certainly makes it tough on the opponent. Abu. PC stays onside, tries to settle. That ball free momentarily. Reyes will pick it up.
That's unfortunate. Great first touch from PC off of his chest to kind of turn with it as his first touch and get a chance on goal. But well done from the keeper.
Nick Firmino brought to ground and a foul called on Mitchell Tainer. Displeased with the call, to be certain.
I'll be honest, I don't know about that one.
I usually take the former player's word for it, and the current player was not too thrilled either.
Those kind of positions where the striker is posted up with the defender on their back, it's about 50-50 if the ref's going to call it or not. So we'll see about the next one.
Knocked away from Morales. There's a Denerin. Nice challenge from Jay Fortune. Firmino keeps it moving. You mentioned Tristan Traeger. You see him wearing 21 to the middle of the field. He hasn't gotten much service here. Neither has Jackson Conway in this first 24 minutes tonight.
That's correct. You can see Conway at times was dropping a little deeper to get on the ball, but haven't seen that too much from Traeger.
Traeger left the Air Force Academy just a couple of months ago, leaving during his senior year, and after he was drafted by Atlanta United in the second round of this past spring's Major League Soccer Super Draft. 37th overall. 29 goals in his 58 career matches at the Air Force Academy, including 13 and 18 matches a year ago.
That's phenomenal. That is not an easy school. Not only being a student athlete, but also a military student athlete, and to excel athletically as well as academically. That's really amazing stats to hear.
Denerin with the turn, and a Denerin almost got to that ball. His pace, the way he runs for a guy his size is impressive. You do not see that a lot in this league.
No, I honestly really liked that touch got way out there so I could see how fast he could run. Again, Mitch winning the ball.
Kamiri. Back to Jordan Farr. 25 minutes in the books. SAFC up 2 goals. The goals coming just 3 minutes apart from Sam Denerin, his third in 6 matches, and Santiago Patino, his third in 7 matches.
To be fair, Atlanta hasn't played poorly. The 2 chances have come from either overplaying out of the back or just a miss pass.
And that's going to be typical with a team that fields a young roster. despite the fact that they've played a lot together. But you're going to make mistakes. But for them, that's kind of part of this development and this opportunity, as we see C gets stepped on there by Centennial. There was no call. Jordan Farr's back with the ball. And Atlanta United, too, this is their 5th season in USL Championship. It's going to be their final season. They're expected to move over to MLS next season to join the majority of the other Major League Soccer sides who've put their development sides into the new pro league that has been formed this year. And so they'll play more against players their age level, at least, going forward.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. That's exactly why the league was made. Everything's in-house for these MLS clubs. So we'll see how that bodes with the level in the USL as well as in that league.
PC. Adeniran just outside the box. Matthias. And that's off of Matthias, and a throw awarded to SAFC.
It's well done.
Abu. Dual Salam will try to set up Santiago Patino for that far stick, but can't get to the end of it. One of the, to finish the point, talking about competing against your own age level, just looking at the two sides coming into tonight's match, SAFC's average age, 25.8 years, and Atlanta United 2's average age, 20.2 years. So, I mean, you're talking about more than 5-year difference. Abu's the oldest man on the pitch here tonight at 30. And Tony Tiente wearing number 55. On the left side is the oldest for Atlanta United, too, at 24 years of age.
If you look at the ages of prime soccer players, it's not too big of a gap, but just the consistency of the young ages is what makes a difference. If you have a little more veterans on your team, that can help. But that's actually not as big of a gap as I thought it was going to be.
Good service there from Mejia, and Firmino got on the end of it, turned the header out wide. Atlanta United 2 trying to mount a little bit more of an attack here. They're already down 2 goals. Honestly, nothing to lose playing an aggressive style at this point. As Dylan stays onside, the flag is down. Dylan spots PC, top of the box, slips it over. Santiago Patino back across the face of goal, defended out of play for a corner.
It's well done. Selfless from Dylan. He could have had a go one-on-one there. Laid it off to PC, maybe for a shot, and PC liked it to slot it over to Patino a little farther in advance than he probably wanted, but in the end, come out with a corner. It's good play in and around the box from SAFC.
Tiente defending that one out. Fabian Garcia off to that far stick to serve this one here. To the top of the 6, settles down. Adeniran away from him. It'll belong back to SAFC. Maybe a little surprised that ball landed at his feet.
Yeah, there's not many times that you're going to trap the ball in the box off of a corner.
Sam Adeniran now 27 goals in 69 career matches. Has been a prolific scorer at USL level. He had 13 goals in 30 matches last year with Tacoma Defiance, so now with his 3 goals gives him 16 in 36 career USL matches. Prolific goal scoring rate for the 23-year-old to the native of Houston. What an addition he has been to the front line for SAFC, who is going to go every Saturday night. You're going to throw out Adeniran, Dylan, and Patino as your top 3 forwards. I don't know what you're asking defenders to do on the other side, Hayden.
No, every defender is going to have to be aware, and if you're a right back, you're going to hope that Dylan on the left side is not going to score. If you're a left back, you're going to hope that Patino's not going to score. I mean, it's tough. And not only they're selfless within the team, right? They're trying to help each other score goals. Sometimes you can see, you know, forwards trying to compete individually against each other, and we don't really see that here.
Well, I was going to say, they've now got 30 goals as a club. They don't have a single player in the top 30 in USL when it comes to individual goal scoring.
Yeah, and I think that kind of is congruent with the culture and mentality and style that they play.
Patino volleys that along. And a giveaway by Fortune in the middle of the park. Back to Patino. And bumped down into the box, and a penalty. Tiente called for the foul inside the area, and San Antonio will get an opportunity from the spot here just beyond the half-hour mark.
It's the same exact foul that Fortune got earlier. Put your body between the defender and the ball, and it's just a rash challenge. There's no need. He's facing away from goal. Patino's savvy, gets his positioning, and he takes the contact and goes down. And it's up to the ref at that point.
Nigel Prince, rather not Tiente, committing the foul over there on the far side. The 18-year-old will set up Santiago Patino for SAFC's 4th attempt on a penalty this season. They're 2 for 3. And Patino drives it in with authority to make it 3-0 in the 33rd minute.
That was a thrashing. He roofed it.
Sometimes you get a little finesse. There was nothing finesse about that for Santi. Just went to the ball and drove it upstairs underneath the bar and in. Second of the night, and a 3-0 cushion for SAFC.
Yeah, that's a well-taken PK. I think if the keepers stood in the middle of the goal still,
he might have ended up in the net as well, too. And the ferocity of that shot by Patino. 4 goals for Santiago's. Really starting to round into form here at this point. Conway, Mejia, Centennial joining the play. And off the head there of Maloney. Fortune trying to service in. Tainer clears out. And a poor giveaway by Centennial right to Patino. SAFC on the counter. Patino making magic happen. Adeniran, and the flag up.
Yeah, at that point where Patino had to take a few extra touches to find an option, that's where you can get caught offside. You're running forward and you have to come back a bit. Atlanta did a good job on the transition defensively from that bad pass.
3 first-half goals for San Antonio FC. It gives them 15 goals in the first half this year, outscoring the opposition now 15-10 in the opening half. Mejia. Firmino. And Nigel Prince will play over Tiente.
Individually and technically, these players are very good from Atlanta.
That's a key point, though, individually. There doesn't seem to be the continuity and the chemistry like you see on the other side of the ball for San Antonio.
And that could be one reason, too, why these boys haven't made that jump to the first team. Maybe they do need to focus on leading things, you know, communication, different things like that, that can take them to that next level. Because, yeah, I mean, they have the physical qualities.
Jack Collison, who was named head coach of Atlanta United 2 back on June 3rd of last year. joined Atlanta United's program as the head coach of their U17 academy side. As Denerin drives it off Patino. Santiago keeps the play moving. Connor Maloney. Oh, Justin Dillon rising to the occasion, just couldn't rise high enough there. But going back to Collison, he's been a part of several academy sides, particularly on the other side of the pond, Peterborough Academy and West Ham United, where he actually was a professional and then came back to coach their U14, U16, and U18 sides. So you want to play a coach who's got a lot of experience dealing with young players and development, and Collison's certainly been the right type of manager here for Atlanta United too as they progress forward. And I think that's one of the interesting things this year between how USL Championship has evolved with a lot of these clubs moving on to MLS Next, is that there are a lot of matches where you would have teams like SAFC who are dressing older, more veteran lineups playing teams that were dressing younger lineups that were just simply looking to give minutes to their reserve players.
Yeah, I think the overall motive is just different, and that's a big reason why the MLS Next League is there. Because SAFC's here purely to win. And I mean, I think obviously Atlanta would like to win, but ultimately getting repetition, you know, finding consistency at a high level, good habits as young players try to, you know, grow in their career.
And I actually think that has made USL Championship a more competitive league for the 27 teams involved this year, maybe than we've seen in past seasons, because there's kind of now a clear motive or philosophy for the majority of the teams that are remaining, with the exception of maybe an Atlanta United 2 or an LA Galaxy 2. But now players, and especially teams that don't have the luxury of being able to have 27, 28 players, you know, on their rosters we've seen in years past, they're sometimes limited to 21, 22 maybe at most. So you have to find the best players that are going to give you an opportunity to win week in and week out.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think it's definitely gonna make it more competitive. One thing I feel like I've noticed is there's some teams that the soccer might not be as pretty because of that, but the competitiveness and the battling has just gotten even more hard.
I think your former club Sacramento is a great example of that. I wouldn't say Sacramento is the prettiest team right now, but they find a way to get points, and they find a way, even in tough circumstances. Their run right now through the U.S. Open Cup is a fantastic example of a team that maybe doesn't do it aesthetically the best way, but they find ways to get 3 points.
Yeah, no, and they've shown that recently, coming back, being down late in games. But yeah, no, I think it's a mentality thing, and being in a league that's the second league, kind of on the totem pole in our country. These people are here to play. They love the game and they want to get to a higher level, or, you know, have a better contract. So seeing that and kind of weeding out just development teams, I think is just going to make it better.
Five minutes till we hit the halftime whistle. 3-0. San Antonio FC with a lead over Atlanta United 2. A brace for Santiago Patino in this first half, and Sam Denerin, who opened the scoring in the 13th minute of the home side. You should expect perhaps when you took a look at the tail of the tape between these two sides coming in, taking care of business after having a week off. Saw Colorado Springs Switchbacks get a win last night at home over LA Galaxy 2 to pull to within 1 point of SAFC in the table. But again, SAFC with those two matches, really one match in hand, and already getting the better of Switchbacks already this season with a 1-0 victory at Widener Field. San Antonio, first team to put a clean sheet on Colorado Springs this year. Service into the box is headed down, and finally a chance for Jordan Farr, and he's able to recover.
Yeah, that was a great service. It dropped right exactly where you want it, and the contact on the header just wasn't there. The direction was great too, heading it back across the goal towards the front post, but very easy pickup for Jordan Farr.
Off his back foot, Maloney. Adeniran.
Oh, you love that. Cheeky little flick from Maloney. Little Meg from Adeniran. Hope the cameras got those.
Start to have a little more fun when you're up 3. That's for certain. Giveaway in the middle of the park. Conway. Mejia will make the run here on the service from Firmino. Be in an offside position. That ball might have gone off the hand of Connor Maloney. He got away with it there, so maybe that's evened up. Perhaps Mejia might have been in an offside position, and Maloney might have been caught with a handball. Foul on Jay Fortune in the midfield against Abu.
It's a smart foul. Don't allow for SAFC to transition quickly up the field.
Be curious to see at the half what Alan Marcina elects to do in terms of how he approaches the second half. I mean, it's hard to say you want to give players substantial amount of minutes off here, especially when you haven't played in 2 weeks, but might be an opportunity to get some players who haven't had a chance to play very much in recent weeks, whether, as we talked about, Carter Manley, who's missed almost the last 3 months of the season, as PC will give it a go, or, as referred to earlier, Jordy Dellum. Some of these pieces that could be vital for SAFC as they go forward into the second half of the year with both Manley and Dellum available on the bench tonight.
Yeah, I'm interested to see you as well. I feel like they'll come out the same in the second half and probably try to get a goal or 2 more, and then look at some changes, maybe 60th minute, 75th minute, especially front runner wise. Maybe Bailone come on. He's a goal scorer and he's done well recently, so keeping him in form to keep that rotation up there.
I think Abdul Salam, he might be the candidate. Maybe 45 minutes comes out. First start for him here tonight. We're talking to Alan Marcina. He was kind of hoping in the vicinity of maybe 15-20 minutes for either Carter Manley or Jordy Dellum. I don't know if the score line reflects maybe any decision to extend some of those minutes, or Alan Marcina kind of keeps it, you know, straightforward here in what his initial plan was, regardless of what the score line is at the half.
Yeah, lots of factors.
It'll be a throwback here to Atlanta United too. As we move along into the 45th and final minute of what has been a exceptionally successful opening half for San Antonio FC. A brace for Santiago Patino. Adeniran scoring to open things in the 13th minute. 3 goals for the home side.
Almost right idea.
Tiente. Vicente Reyes. On a bad giveaway right to Adeniran. He's got an open man in the box. Adeniran tried to give it a go with his left foot. That gets blocked out. And we get the halftime whistle from Abdou Ndiaye. No added time at the end of the first half. Sam Adeniran nearly had his own brace in the closing seconds after a bad ball from the keeper Vicente Reyes. But he opens the scoring tonight, and a brace from Santiago Patino in the 16th and 33rd minute to follow Adeniran's goal in the 13th. And all San Antonio FC at the half, 3-0 the home side with a lead over Atlanta United 2 as we hit the half here on Bally Sports.
Welcome to Texas A&M University San Antonio, the fastest growing university in the A&M system. A state-of-the-art campus with world-class faculty who put you first. Discover what others already know. Whether you're looking to advance your career, start a new career, an undergraduate student, or begin your college degree, you'll see the only thing missing is you. A few miles from downtown that will get you miles ahead. Texas A&M University San Antonio. Ignite the future you today. Apply online or in person now.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells, officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
Hi, sports fans. I'm Jeff Davis. To be a successful athlete, you need to have a great strategy. And just like your favorite competitor, at Davis Law Firm, we play to win.
Working remotely during this national emergency, we settled a wrongful death case for $6 million for the family of a father killed by a company van.
That means call the Fours because the Fours are with you. So if you've been in a car truck wreck, call me at 444-4444. That's 444-4444. We'll come to you during this broadcast. That's right, there's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about today when I'm going to
Yo, roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What? This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
Tucked in, locked in, Louisville level. An exclamation point, and this boy can't stop scoring.
On cue, levels it for Louisville. And it's all turning up goals. The audacity! Early fireworks in Wild Horse Pass.
We have been helping thousands of small businesses, not only here in San Antonio, but across our footprint. Knowing that SWBC was our partner in our health benefits and all our employee benefits was a relief for me. I knew that we could continue to do our work, we could continue to do our mission, because SWBC had our back. I tell you, for a not-for-profit, we have an excellent benefit program.
Hey San Antonio, we've got one shot to stop this pandemic.
And we are going to need your help.
We can't do it alone.
It's going to take the whole team.
Come on, San Antonio, we got this.
You want to join the team? Get vaccinated. I got my shot.
Yo recibí mi vacuna.
Yo también.
I got my shot. Did you get yours?
Don't miss your shot to help stop this pandemic.
Real salon experiences, real savings, real fantastic. Only at Fantastic Sam's.
Texas is known for many things, yet one of the best-kept secrets is where the steaks are hot and so are the slots. Down south along the border outside of Eagle Pass, the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino Hotel, the best gaming experience in the Southwest, where getting lucky is more than a feeling, it's a way of life. Book now, LuckyEagleTexas.com.
SAC fans, he's still active in the U.S. Air Force, and he's been serving for 14 years. He's been deployed in Germany, Afghanistan, and UAE.
3-0 at the half. San Antonio FC with the lead over Atlanta United 2 as we begin the second half of the regular season here in USL Championship 2022, as I say, as we welcome you back upstairs to the broadcast booth along with Hayden Partain. I'm Dan Weiss. Great to have you with us here. Hayden, you know, when we looked at the preview for tonight's match and the tail of the tape, so to speak, with the two sides, you kind of had a feeling of maybe perhaps how the game would have gone, but until the players actually get out and perform on the field, nothing's taken for granted, and I like the approach from San Antonio FC here tonight. They certainly haven't taken their opponent lightly, and they've gone right after the youngsters from Atlanta. Yeah, they've shown that they're on their front four studs, ready to go, getting goals. Santi's back. He's finding ways to enjoy himself in front of the goal, and yeah, we've seen that here. Let's take a look at the highlights here from the first 45 minutes. 3 goals, including this first one that actually didn't count thanks to a offside flag that was up, but then San Antonio FC, Sam Adeniran in the 13th minute begins the onslaught. Yeah, and I think Santi's missed goal or callback was foreshadowing for what's to come. You can see here he's just turns and places in the back post, and then just savvy and smart here to draw a PK and then just blast it home. It's his third multi-goal game with the club. 9 goals now in 18 matches for San Antonio FC. As we take a look at first half stats, and I mean, 10 shots, 5 shots on target, 50%, 3 goals on those 10 shots. So I mean, Tim Hankinson loves all these stats right now for San Antonio FC. They're right in his wheelhouse. The one stat he might want a little higher is possession. But you can see, too, Atlanta United, most of their possession is probably in the defensive half. So San Antonio's not really worried about that. And again, no shots on target for Atlanta United, too. Maybe that's the biggest thing, because we focused on Tristan Traeger at the top of the broadcast, Jackson Conway, 2 players, 12 goals between them. And they've been predominantly shut down by San Antonio here in the first half. Yeah, they've been virtually non-existent. Conway came back in the midfield to receive the ball, but really couldn't create anything. So again, San Antonio FC's defense as well, stepping up to the plate, as is their offense here through 45 minutes. And that's why they're up 3-0 at the half of the second half to come. Next on Bally Sports.
Hey, we caught your salmon, Gulf shrimp, and your mahi-mahi.
Thanks, Mike.
Shop H-E-B's giant online selection of fresh seafood, now with free curbside. No store does more to bring the best to your door.
Tidal Surge, una nueva y emocionante montaña rusa. Lánzate a 135 pies en la montaña rusa más alta y más rápida de su tipo en el mundo. Tidal Surge, en SeaWorld San Antonio. Para las mejores ofertas, visita SeaWorld.com.
The new season just dropped. Enter the Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings all in one box. You'll run out of episodes before you run out of food. The Big Dinner Box, only from Pizza Hut. No one outpizzas the Hut.
My 2022 Highlander. It's got a sleek exterior, and the interior, it's like my own spacious oasis. Yeah, my Highlander.
That's what I miss the most. What about you? Food, Jerry. I miss food. Yeah. Wait, have you ever been in a Highlander?
The 2022 Toyota Highlander, the SUV you've been dreaming about. Toyota, let's go places.
Coming up on the other side, Hayden rejoins me as well. Coming up next here on Valley Sports.
Hey, we caught your salmon, Gulf shrimp, and your mahi-mahi.
Thanks, Mike.
Shop H-E-B's giant online selection of fresh seafood, now with free curbside. No store does more to bring the best to your door.
Tidal Surge, una nueva y emocionante montaña rusa. Lánzate a 135 pies en la montaña rusa más alta y más rápida de su tipo en el mundo. Tidal Surge, en SeaWorld San Antonio. Para las mejores ofertas, visita SeaWorld.com.
The new season just dropped. Enter the Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 pizzas, breadsticks, and wings all in one box. You'll run out of episodes before you run out of food. The Big Dinner Box, only from Pizza Hut. No one outpizzas the Hut.
My 2022 Highlander. It's got a sleek exterior, and the interior, it's like my own spacious oasis. Yeah, my Highlander.
That's what I miss the most. What about you? Food, Jerry. I miss food. Yeah. Wait, have you ever been in a Highlander?
The 2022 Toyota Highlander, the SUV you've been dreaming about. Toyota, let's go places.
Start of the second half here at Toyota Field. 3-0 San Antonio FC with the lead over Atlanta United. 2 couple of changes as we kind of foretold for Alan Marcina. Saad Abdul Salam will come out after 45 minutes, replaced by Shannon Gomez in a natural right spot for right spot switch. And Santiago Patino, after a first half brace, will also exit after 45 minutes, again trying to work back his conditioning as well. And Nacho Bailoni will take his spot. Nacho's got 2 goals in his last 2 appearances, both coming just a few days apart. The winner against FC Tulsa, and then the capper against Charleston Battery. That enabled Matt Cardone to get 20 minutes worth of action in his final night as a professional. And here's Connor Maloney sending it across the face of goal in the opening minutes, and now driving one himself. Taken off the carpet there by Vicente Reyes.
Yeah, it was a good passage of play. Connor played inside, and Abu was able to find Nacho over the top.
No changes for Atlanta United, too, to begin things here in the second half. They just would like to develop a little bit more of an attack here. And not to say that they weren't attack-minded in the first 45 minutes, but SAFC just in between their midfield, the way they got back, and the back three just gave them really nothing to work with.
Yeah, they just have that relentless transition from offense to defense, getting bodies behind the ball, winning it back, and then attacking again, really.
Along with Hayden Partain and our entire crew, I'm Dan Weiss. Thanks for joining us here on Bally Sports. It's the official start of the second half of the season for San Antonio FC. 17 matches down. This is match 18 with 17 to go, including this one tonight. SAFC continues to be the pace setter atop not only the Western Conference table, but the entire USL Championship table. 40 points through 17 matches, the most at the halfway mark in club history. Began the night with a 1-point edge over Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Those two clubs have really gone back and forth throughout the first half of the season in terms of the leader in USL Championship. And rightly so, Alan Marcina. We've been talking about midseason honorees. He was a midseason honoree for Coach of the Year, as well as recognized by USL Championship this week, along with Mitchell Tainer, recognized as Defender of the Year at the midseason point. A little surprised that Jordan Farr was not on that list for Keeper of the Year, but I guess that speaks to how good the back line has been for SAFC as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There's Alan Marcina now in his third year with the club, a record of 37, 14, and 14 playoff appearance in both his first two seasons, and likely headed for a third consecutive trip to the USL Championship playoffs. Last year to the conference finals before a loss to Orange County in penalties. That is the farthest SAFC has gone in their history. Adeniran drives one there off the fingertips of Reyes, will result in SAFC's third corner of the evening.
It's a good piece of passing. Switch the field. Connor had a great turn in the midfield and a little bit individual effort here, and I think it was going to be wide, but wanted to make sure.
So Fabian Garcia over to the near stick. To the back post. Nacho Baleone was there, but so too was Efrain Morales in front of him. And that didn't allow Baleone to get that header through. Good turn by Jay Fortune. In the middle of the field, over to Firmino. A little bit of build-up here for Atlanta. Mejia. Traeger. Not mentioned Tristan Traeger's name very much here tonight. Baleone with space. And a great ball to the outside. Dylan back in Bailone's direction and just couldn't get to the end of it.
Yeah, just a little bit too much pace on it. Great idea from Dylan. Again, being selfless there. I think he can have a go himself. Go 1v1, get a shot off. You don't even need to beat him. Just create an angle for a shot to be released.
Justin Dillon is not only the team leader in goals at 5, but he's also the team leader in assists at 4. So,
I mean, it makes sense.
You can play either way. And the assist on Bailone's goal against Charleston a couple of Saturdays ago. I haven't asked you on kind of a summary of Matt Cardone's career and what he's meant to San Antonio FC after we got a chance to watch him play 20 minutes in his final match a couple weeks ago here.
Yeah, no, he's a legend. Being a guy that was on a different club for majority of my career playing against him, I had a huge respect for him. I remember going up to him the first game I played against him, and I said, "Hey, man, that's a phenomenal beard." And we were friends since. And then I got sent here and signed, and it was great. He's a true leader by example. Not a very loud guy other than when he's in the goal, And I mean, he means so much to this community. He's a great person, and now he's going to be stepping into some new endeavors, and we wish him the best, and he's going to kill it just like he did here.
And I see, just looking as Adeniran flicks this on, and it's Sam Adeniran's second of the night. The header past the fingertips of Vicente Reyes. Adeniran and Patino each with a brace, and it's 4-0 San Antonio FC at home on a Saturday night in July.
That's a phenomenal finish, a little flick header. I want to see if it came off his shoulder as well, but nonetheless, a great service, just right in the corner. Abu just whips it in on a dime. It did come off his shoulder. You make the run, doesn't matter what body part it hits, put it on goal, you give yourself a chance.
Sam Adeniran, what an addition he's been to this club. 4 goals in 6 matches since joining this prolific SAFC attack, which was already pretty solid before Adeniran's arrival. I asked Alan Marcina about him earlier today, and he said it was a guy that was been on the radar the last couple of years. Another fantastic ball. Connor Maloney still battling for it before finally conceding to Jay Fortune. But going back, you know, I asked Alan about Adeniran and just his transition to the club, and he said, well, first of all, credit to the guys. You know, we pride ourselves on being a very welcoming culture for players coming in, especially at the midway point of the season. Clearly, you know, it's tough for guys trying to come in at the midway point to learn this demanding style. But then, in speaking of Sam's traits on the field, just couldn't say better things about what he has brought to the table, and obviously the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, that's true, and yeah, to the point, it's really hard as a pro when you've got a new guy coming in after the season's already started.
Bailoni.
Oh, what a flick! I hope on the follow through, Bailoni is okay there. It didn't look the prettiest, but what a little flick there.
Well, he went down a little while ago, and also seems to be favoring himself after that attempt. As we get the first substitute for Atlanta coming on is Luke Brennan.
Yeah, it's late on the tackle. Looks like he's grabbing his ankle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That anterior ligament just tweaked a little bit on the follow through.
It's Prince, like you got him, and
I've been there many times. Hopefully he can shake this off and continue on.
so Bailoni gets attention. I was going to say before Adeniran's second goal just a moment ago that Matt Cardone left the inspiration of the beard with you, I see.
I don't know. I try to get it to that, like, fullness and length, but I don't know, man. I don't know how he does it. Mine just I start looking homeless. His is well kept. His is well kept and big. I'm gonna leave that to him.
Okay, we're gonna miss you, Matt. By the way, while we have a moment here, I want to say congratulations to you, your wife Maddie. You are new parents. Your son Luca, just born a couple weeks ago on the 27th of June. Congratulations on your new addition to your family.
Thank you so much. No, it's been a true blessing, and happy to be back here around the game and hopefully bring him to a game soon.
It was Luke Brennan, as you saw just a moment ago, coming on, 17-year-old in the Atlanta Academy, wearing number 41. 2 goals in 14 appearances this year. Comes on for Tristan Traeger. Unfortunate tonight that we didn't really get to see what's made Tristan Traeger so fun to watch in USL Championship the last few weeks. And a lot of that has to do with just how well scouted he was by Alan Marcina and the San Antonio FC defense. Really just never had much opportunity with the ball tonight. So he's out. Brennan is on here for the final 35 minutes. Mejia. Service, Brennan! Oh, there's a save from Jordan Farr with the outstretched left hand. Denies Luke Brennan on his first touch of the match.
Wow, that's unfortunate. Luke Brennan did everything right there. It's a great service, gets on the end of it, good timing of a run, and Jordan Farr is just there to rob him.
Tremendous reactionary save there from Jordan Farr. As Atlanta finally gets an attempt on target, and now looking for more, and Tainer with a clearance over his own goal there. Jackson Conway was the runner in the vicinity. Will concede the first corner of the evening to Atlanta United 2.
Yeah, that's two dangerous chances for Atlanta from the left side. It's a great service. Mitch was taking no chances, headed out over the bar.
So Darwin Matthias will make his way off to the far stick here for the first corner of the evening for Atlanta. They'll play short. Service to the back post. Firmino in the vicinity. Drops outside the box, and look out. Taken off the feet of Centeno. That's a professional foul for Centeno and a yellow. The question is, did he stop a potential break for a red? But they'll leave him with a yellow. I mean, you've got 6'4", blazing speed coming at you, and really the only reaction you could have is to put a bear hug on a guy to stop his momentum coming forward.
I don't know if you've seen the video before where the player grabs the other player's jersey, doing the same thing here, and the player running is just pulling him behind. I was expecting that, to be honest, but Denerin stopped and let the call just be had.
PC. Bailone. Maloney. Morales tried to clear and turned it out himself. Will result in an SAFC corner. I'll have to double check, but I believe the braces tonight by Coutinho and Denerin might be the first time in club history that SAFC has two players record a brace in the same game. Over goal there from a Denerin on the header, looking for number 3. San Antonio FC as they come upon the hour mark, up 4 goals here on Atlanta United 2. Comfortably en route to their 14th victory of the season. 6-1-1 their mark here at Toyota Field. And their win against Charleston, didn't mention it after the fact, but that was their 90th win as a club in USL Championship history. So they're closing on 100 wins with 17 to go, including tonight. That's a mark you figure they'll hit before the end of the season, getting to that 100 wins as a franchise.
Yeah, no, they've definitely got to if they continue the way they have so far.
'90, 55, and 50, their all-time record. And here at home, just practically unbeatable. 53 wins against just 14 defeats, 29 draws all-time at Toyota Field. And including tonight, 172 goals for, 92 against, a plus 80 goal differential in their history here at home.
Yeah, statistically, you don't want to be a team that comes and visits Toyota Field. That and knowing, are you playing in the summer months here or not?
Yeah. Nicky Hernandez getting set to come on, and Brendan Lamb on the other side. Another 17-year-old will come on here for Atlanta United too. Lamb will come on for Jackson Conway. And down 4 goals, really no point in pushing your strikers here any further at this point. And it'll be Nicky Hernandez who will come on for Sam Adeniran. His night is complete after the brace. There's Brennan. As he was looking in the direction there of Firmino. Tiente in the box. As Adeniran gets cheers from the crowd behind the goal. Meanwhile, Firmino.
I think he stopped in signing autographs.
Looks like, yeah.
What a guy.
My initial thought is Efrain Morales hands to Jay Fortune. You're right, there he is signing autographs. Mejia is headed back out. My initial thought was that he was probably maybe grumbling a little bit that Allen called for the sub when he was off at the far stick. He had to walk all the way back around to the bench, but seems to be enjoying the moment here. As Mejia puts it over goal. What a night. His first brace as a member of SAFC.
Even a picture, I love it. Maybe he's delaying to try to sneak back on and get a hat trick. That's great, though. That's great.
Nothing better than fan-friendly atmosphere here at Toyota Field. And especially winning success just makes it all that much more sweeter and enjoyable. This is arguably one of the longest standing ovations I've seen in the history of this field.
It's still going. That's great. That's phenomenal.
Tiente.
Well done.
Nicky Hernandez on for the 10th time this season in place of Sam. Abu switching over to Maloney. Does well to keep it in play. Earned himself a throw. San Antonio FC is going to hit the road after tonight's match. You have 2 matches in 10 days coming up. A little bit of a sneaky trip out to the Mountain West as they'll play El Paso Locomotive coming up on Saturday night, the 23rd of July, and that'll be followed by a match the following Wednesday night in Las Vegas against Las Vegas Lights before they return home just 4 days later. Take on LA Galaxy 2 as Connor Maloney gets forward edge of the box, putting it across, and was looking for Dillon or Bailoni, either striker in the vicinity. Vicente Reyes came up with a ball.
It's a professional foul from PC, but he's having a stern talking with the referee, thinking that Bailoni was taken down on that cross from Bailoni.
San Antonio awarded the throw as we progress along. schedule will get a little bit more compact as we move into the second half of the year. Let's start to see a few more of these midweek matches. And starting, as you see, the next 5 coming up with the 3 matches in 7 days total. And then after that, you see San Diego on the 6th of August, but Loudoun United on the 10th, Las Vegas at home on the 13th, and RGV on the 20th of August. So you've got 7 matches coming up in less than a month's time after tonight's match here against Atlanta United too. So it certainly does get a little bit more, I guess, trickier per se. Maybe not necessarily in the competition, but in how you manage and how you approach.
Yeah, rotation of the squad, recovery. And that's going to be a corner. Well done from Justin Dillon. Looks like Carter Manley was spoken to.
Double check last season, but at least through 2021, this is the first time that we've had 2 braces in the same match. It's Fabian Garcia. Gets set to deliver this one. That's headed beautifully down. Nacho Bailone once again. Right to Vicente Reyes. Substitute will come on here for San Antonio for the final 20 minutes. And again, one thinking Carter Manley, Jordy Dellum are 2 guys that Alan Marcina has been hoping to target to get some minutes in to get them back into conditioning. Great run from PC as collides with a goalkeeper. PC is down and a penalty is awarded. PC down. The keeper, Vicente Reyes, along with Tiente, in a 3-way collision and a penalty awarded to San Antonio FC.
Reyes just simply didn't get the ball. He went straight through PC. We can see here. The defender gets the ball, and he takes out PC.
And the keeper gets a yellow as well. Calling for medical attention from PC after that collision with the keeper. So Reyes awarded a yellow. SAFC awarded a penalty.
Looks like Dillon's holding the ball. Hope PC's okay. That was a collision at a pretty high speed. Yeah. He was at full speed there himself.
Up 4-0 and still giving it maximum effort. Collides there with his left leg. PC back to his feet is a good sign. But he's going to come off the field here after going down, and it's kind of a shame because he did all the work to earn the penalty. He's not going to get the opportunity to reward himself. Instead, Justin Dillon will look to put home the second goal from the spot tonight for San Antonio FC. As you saw, the keeper Reyes serve the yellow off the collision. And Dillon skies it over the goal. That's the second missed penalty of the year for SAFC, and the first since opening night when Mitchell Tainer was stopped by the keeper from Detroit City FC.
He sent the keeper the wrong way and just didn't put it on frame. That's got to move on from that as a striker. Find a goal here.
He served a good basketball reference before on the alley-oop. I'll give you another one here. Players miss a dunk. They say they smoked it. That's kind of what Justin Dillon did, unfortunately, right there. So Carter Manley, who has missed the last 10 weeks worth of action, will come on here for Mitchell Tainer in the 72nd minute, which will unfortunately put an end to one of the Ironman streaks for San Antonio FC this year, as Tainer had played every single minute. And that leaves Connor Maloney, rather, as the last player to play every minute so far this year for San Antonio.
Yeah, they want to make sure that Mitch doesn't get injured, and Manley get some minutes back on the field. Like we said, there's lots of games coming up. There's going to need to be a rotation in squad, and all hands on deck need to be ready.
Another San Antonio FC player on the ground over there on the far side.
It's looking like he's holding his ankle as well. Let's see here.
Nicky Hernandez. That's
stomped on.
Cleats up there from Eric Centeno. He'll be able to walk it off.
Those are stingers.
Reyes, the flag was up anyway. Pushing forward on the counter is Firmino. Trying to send Mejia on the run up field. Gomez with him stride for stride. Back to Farr. He's just going to drive it into the seats below us. As Atlanta United, too, will make a couple more substitutes themselves. And Anike Nwagu and Jonathan Vilal. Eric Centeno will come out for Nwagu, and Darwin Matthias out for Vilal. So all three of the Atlanta strikers who started the game, Traeger, Conway, and Matthias, out of the match for the final quarter hour. Nicky Hernandez, the giveaway there. Antonio FC had just 7 of their first 17 matches of the season here at Toyota Field. So if you flip the script on that, 10 of their final 17 will be here at home. Will include a rematch with Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC coming up on the 14th of September. That is a rescheduled match. Foul whistled on Jasser Kamiri from a game that was canceled back in May, or postponed, I should say, rather, due to COVID-19. Part of a busy week as we push into September. Meanwhile, here's a dangerous set piece opportunity for Atlanta, trying to get on the board here in the 76th minute. Firmino over the ball, as is Mejia. Firmino lofts one to the back post, punched out by Farr. Shannon Gomez will keep it in play.
That's great goalkeeping. Good reading of the flight of the ball, and parries it away from danger.
best chance came when Brendan Lamb came on in the second half of the match, or Luke Brennan, beg your pardon. A deflection off his boot that Farr had to make a reactionary save on, and then Farr had to snuff out that service in from Nick Firmino. More action for him tonight than he's seen in recent weeks. Maloney. Hernandez, foul by the defender. And Wagu gets some.
His first tackle of the game too, just a little late. I think that's what the ref was alluding to. Holding up 2 fingers just a little late, a tad bit.
Emenike and Wagu, 18-year-old from Nigeria. Fabian Garcia. Clips this one in. Jasser Kamiri was able to get on the end of it, but heads it over goal. San Antonio FC just continues to take care of business against teams below them in the table. Monterey Bay was the victim here back earlier in the season, 6-0. There's Kamiri kind of favoring the midsection after that header. 6-0 win, the largest in club history for San Antonio FC. Got 6 different goal scorers that evening. Tonight, a brace from Sam Adeniran and Santiago Patino in this one. First time in their history, SAFC has had 2 players record a brace in the same match. They're en route to their 14th win of the season. 43 points, a 4-point lead atop the Western Conference table. Kamiri over to Carter Manley. Manley making his 9th appearance of the season. Is his first time off the bench. The service intended for Bailoni never reached him. Here's Abu, top of the box, gives it a go. Punched away. Hernandez trying to pick up the rebound, and Reyes will scamper to the ball.
It's a great save. Bailoni was going for the poster goal. Got through, it was well cleared, but great strike from Abu through traffic. That's one thing. If Patino was on the field still, I guarantee you he would have scored that knockdown.
And again, SAFC back into the final third. Dylan is pumped down in the box, but not this time for a 3rd penalty.
It looked to be a penalty,
I mean,
but 3 penalties in one game. The ref's like, I can't do that. I don't know.
And Jordy Dellum will be the final substitute of the match for SAFC. He'll get 10 minutes here tonight, as the night will come to an end for Connor Maloney, and so too will his Ironman streak.
How many are we? How many left?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I know Alan Marcina pays attention to the numbers, is on top of it, but he will end the Ironman streaks tonight of both Mitchell Taintor and Connor Maloney, 5 minutes apart of one another.
To be honest, all 3, Maloney, Taintor, and Marcina, probably are upset, but it only makes sense.
Sure.
At the end of the day, they all want to get the job done.
Going back to Carter Manley, He started 8 of the first 9 matches for SAFC. Got hurt in the match against, I believe it was Monterey Bay, that we were doing together back on the 30th of April. And so, you know, you think about it, that's almost 3 months out of action, coming back on the 16th of July. He's missed so much time with a lower body injury. But as you were pointing out earlier, had really been a consistent rotational piece on that right side of what was the 3-man formation. And really it was before Jasser Kamiri joined the club and kind of had gotten into conditioning himself. And now it's an opportunity for Manley to try to work his way back into rhythm as well.
Yeah, it was Garcia, Tainter, and Manley. And I think Garcia was at the middle at that time. And no, yeah, they did really well. And to know, being a coaching staff with SAFC, to know you've got 4 good, solid guys for a 3-position defense, that's great. And to see Manley back and healthy is even better here on the field.
Manley, the 26-year-old, in his 5th professional season, was originally a first-round selection in the MLS Super Draft, 23rd overall by Minnesota United back in 2018. Played collegiate soccer at Duke University. 9 appearances at the MLS level with Minnesota. Spent a couple years too playing with RGV.
I played many times against Manley at Duke.
Tobacco Road battles as Justin Dillon beaten to the ball there one final time by Vicente Reyes. San Antonio FC, which scored 3 times in the opening half, was never really tested by the young Atlanta United 2 attack, which had been somewhat formidable, despite the fact that they've struggled on the back end. But 3 quick goals, 2 for Santiago Patino, 1 for Sam Adeniran, really ended all remaining doubt in the game in the first half, and Adeniran adds a second here in the second half just for good measure. Lamb puts that into the seats off the rebound, and what had been a consecutive minute streak of 1,530 minutes for Mitchell Tainter and Connor Maloney. As you see Adeniran and Coutinho on the bench, and there's Maloney as well too. For Mitchell Tainter ends at 1,605 minutes of continuous soccer, and for Connor Maloney, it gets 5 more minutes, will end at 1,610 minutes of continuous soccer.
I love these calculations. This is great.
I'm just doing work here on the fly, doing research.
No, it's actually really, it's cool to know. Well done from PC. See if Abu gets a strike it on goal again.
It's Nicky Hernandez onside, kicked out by Reyes.
That was a great save, and to use my Dallas reference, that would be a Marty Turco save.
Okay, kick save and a beauty. Hernandez, powerful, and kick save and a beauty indeed for Reyes. His best stop of the night, a night where he hasn't had a lot to look back on in terms of the positive column. We'll certainly look back on that save. And another good reactionary save right there. Stopping Carter Manley, I believe, who was on the end of that service in the box. We're going to put one in for his first of the year. So 2 excellent reactionary saves for the 18-year-old Vicente Reyes, the native of Charleston, South Carolina. SAFC has but plenty on target in this match here tonight. Unofficially, we have them, SAFC that is, 20 total shots, 10 shots on target in the match. As compared to just 5 total shots for Atlanta, and just the one from Luke Brennan. That was stopped by Jordan Farr. Now updated at 21 total shots, 11 on target. Dellum, Abu, Bailone setting up PC. Tackle there, turned out by Nwagu.
That was well read by Nwagu. PC with the new haircut.
I was gonna say, he's, you know, he's moving a little quicker tonight.
He's definitely faster. He looks even more like a Warrior than he already did.
He does.
Or maybe just because it's been so hot. I don't know.
And went to the Connor Maloney high and tight school in terms of the style.
Yeah, my dad joke would be, did you fall asleep in the chair? But no, it looks good.
Yeah, there's your other high and tight. Well, the majority of the Saturday night crowd has stuck around to the finish of what has been a dominant end-to-end performance by the home side. 4 goals, the second most they have scored in a match this year, trailing just the 6 that they also scored here at home against Monterey Bay back on the 30th of April. May not be done. Dillon able to shake off the tackle. Dillon will finally drive one through to cap it off. Has been close so many times, and Justin Dillon's got his 6th of the season in the 88th minute to put the nail in the coffin and the punctuation / exclamation point on this one. 5-0 San Antonio.
I love that mentality from Dillon. Missed a PK, aiming for that same top left corner. Works his butt off to win the ball here. Composure to shave that off, that tackle off, and just whip it into the top upper 90.
I mean, got fouled there too as well.
I think he had to aim there on purpose, just to exclamation point. That's where I was going last time. It's great. It's great for his confidence. He was selfless all night. Unfortunate on the PK, and now is able to put the ball in the back of the net.
6th of the season for Justin Dillon. 5-0 San Antonio FC, which is their second largest margin in club history, equaling a 5-0 win they had a couple seasons ago against, of all teams, New Mexico United, which had come to Toyota Field. That was in the 2019 season. Christian Pirano had a brace that match. Jose Gallegos factored into the scoring as well. But that 5-0 scoreline surpassed this year by the 6-0 win over Monterey Bay FC, and now another 5-0 scoreline for SAFC as we cross into the 90th minute here. Minutes of added time here at the end of the second half. A foul whistled. Well, Hayden, they're going to get a test, though, next Saturday night when they go to Southwest University Park and take on El Paso Locomotive. That club exceptionally tough to beat on their home field. I believe SAFC has just 1 win in their history at Southwest University Park, so expect the competition to be much more fierce next Saturday night when they take on Copa Tejas rival in El Paso. As Fabian Garcia bends one in and punched out there by Vicente Reyes.
It's well defended as well. That's right where you want to drop the ball.
Showed you the standings at the top of the broadcast, and El Paso Locomotive right now sitting 5th in the Western Conference table, 33 points with a record of 9 wins against 7 defeats, 6 draws. Although tonight, they are on the wrong end of a 4-0 scoreline in Oakland, which I'm sure has gotten their attention, I would think. 4 in the first half for Oakland Roots.
Wow, that's surprising, but that honestly can make it harder for SAFC, as they're going to want to respond after a result that way.
Oakland Roots, which has mustered the only draw for SAFC this season. That's a club I was really impressed with when they came to Toyota Field a few weeks ago. Right now they're just below the playoff line, 28 points, 1 point back of Sacramento, but it's a club that's got a little bit of savvy, and they are well coached and certainly know how to come away with points. They have a league-leading 10 draws on the season. As Dylan catches the keeper off his line, but Vicente Reyes able to recover in time. So next Saturday night, and then to Las Vegas a few days afterwards to complete the 2-match trip, 23rd and 27th, before back home 3 nights later to take on LA Galaxy 2, the next home match here at Toyota Field on the 30th of July. But after enjoying their bye week at the halfway point of the season, San Antonio FC begins the second half of the year on an absolute bang. As Farr will come up with the ball one final time here. 5 goals for San Antonio FC tonight. A brace for Patino, a brace for Adeniran. Justin Dillon getting his team-leading 6th goal of the season to cap it off for Alan Marcina's club. Jasser Kamiri will dribble out the final seconds of this one here tonight. And San Antonio FC, which closed the first half in style with a 2-0 shutout over Charleston Battery, opens the second half in just as impressive style with a 5-0 shutout over Atlanta United 2. 2 goals for Sam Adeniran, 2 goals for Santiago Patino, and the capper for Justin Dillon in the 88th minute as SAFC now 14 wins and 43 points and a 4-point lead atop the table in the Western Conference. And now it's on to the road for 2 matches in El Paso and Las Vegas before returning against LA on the 30th of July. Now for Hayden Partain, our entire crew, I'm Dan Weiss saying so long. Your final, San Antonio FC 5, Atlanta United 0. This has been a presentation of USL Championship and Spurs Sports and Entertainment. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.